Hi, and welcome to the Ask Dr. Angela podcast with everyone's favorite OBGYN, Dr. Angela Jones. Have you ever been too embarrassed or shy to ask your own doctor about your, girl parts? Well, you've come to the right place to get straight answers. Feel free to ask Dr. Angela anything women's health related. Obstetrics and gynecology? She keeps it real. Pregnancy? She's been there, done that. Menopause? She'll get you through. Young or old, Dr. Angela's got you covered, girl. Now here's Dr. Angela.
What's good, people? This is Dr. Angela, everyone's favorite OBGYN, and I would like to welcome you to episode 173 of the Ask Dr. Angela podcast. Christmas time is here. Well, almost. Not quite, but I hope you're getting ready. So does anyone recognize that, sample from the Charlie Brown Christmas? That is my absolute favorite. You guys know I'm a huge Peanuts fan. My first Labrador was named Linus, and the Labrador that we have now, his name is Franklin. And anyone that knows anything about Charlie Brown, you know who Franklin is. He's the only black kid on the Peanuts, in the Peanuts gang, and hence, since my lab happens to be black, we named him Franklin. Anyway, let's jump right into today's question. Today's question is a question that I actually did for Self magazine maybe a month ago. And one of the questions that they asked me were, Dr. Angela, what are some positives for getting pregnant older, for the pregnancy and for being an older mom? This was actually a pretty easy question for me to answer. Number one, I could speak from experience. I was 37 when I had my mini-me. My wife is a year older than I am, and so she was 38. And the thing that I can say about waiting until you're older is that you are usually more settled in who you are. You're more responsible, you're more compliant, you are, just more seasoned. You've lived your life, you probably have a career if you want a career. And being a woman of a quotation particular age, in quotation, allows you to embrace all that motherhood has to offer. You can truly focus on the baby, parenting, etc. Now, that's certainly not to say that young folks don't make good parents and that all older women are, fantastic moms, because that's not true. But the one thing that my father always reminds me of is this. He always says to me, and children don't ask to be brought into this world. And so certainly being an older mom, i.e. being 37 when Francesca was born, I already had a career, I already had a house, I already had, most of those things that folks work towards. So I was in a position where I was ready to share and to give everything that I had to a little person. Children are definitely game changers. And once you have them, you can't give them back. And it's just been my experience that most of the older moms that I've had an opportunity to deliver, take care of, etc., are in just a much different place. Hoping this question helps someone out, or at least the response. I'd like to thank self.com for always reaching out, and it's always a pleasure being able to provide you with information. Anyway, if you happen to have a question that you would like featured on the podcast, you can submit it at www.askdrangela.com. That's AskDrangela.com. The webpage has undergone a major facelift and is currently still undergoing some cosmetic fixtures, so to speak. But there's actually some really cool stuff on there. There's easier access to the social media venues. You certainly can leave a direct message on any of those, whether it's Instagram, Facebook, or Twitter. But there's also a nice button for you to click if you want to submit a question. And that's in email format. We got rid of the microphone because a lot of people feel kind of uncomfortable, leaving those kinds of questions. God forbid someone's going to recognize your voice That's kind of a joke. But anyway, if we do happen to feature your question in the podcast, I will reach out to you and get your information so that we can send you one of our bomb-ass t-shirts. In closing, I'd like to leave you with this quote. Measure people by the size of their hearts, not the size of their bank accounts. Until next time, look better, feel better, be better. Looking forward to reconnecting on episode 174 of the Ask Dr. Angela podcast.
Thank you for listening to the Ask Dr. Angela podcast. For more information on women's health and the show notes for this episode, please visit Dr. Angela at www.askdrangela.com. While you're there, don't forget to leave your own message for Dr. Angela. See you soon! All of the information provided and discussed in this podcast is for educational and informational purposes only and should not take the place of consulting a physician. This podcast is not intended to diagnose, treat, or cure any disease or illness and does not and should not replace treatment from a medical professional. Listening to and participating in this podcast does not create a doctor-patient relationship between you and Dr. Angela Jones. If you need medical advice or assistance, you should consult a physician. Listening to and participating in this podcast is subject to the terms and conditions posted at askdrangela.com/terms.